I ain't give a theme song this time.
You see, I want to live my life.
Y'all gotta rock it out with me, man.
I want to have more than enough.
Come on, Fitz. You gotta rock out with me, man. I see you.
Well, it's time for me to start to elevate. Been down too long, time to graduate. Mount up my wings like an eagle, you see. Turn all my dreams to reality. Ain't nothing on this earth gonna hold me back from my heart desires. He promised that if I have faith, if I believe, faith is size of a mustard seed. I want to be blessed, to be a blessing.
Let's go.
Prosperous life.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta get crunk, man. Y'all gotta get crunk.
From the moon to the sun, he'll keep blessing me in every session. I got to do something with this life he give. His plan for me, that's what I wanna live. As long as I got God on my side, the hater just gonna have to let me fly. What we doing? Well, in the overflow, in the overflow,
I wanna be blessed when I come, blessed when I go.
Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Yes, I am.
In the overflow,
in the overflow.
I wanna be blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow?
Oh, yes, I am. In the overflow, in the overflow.
Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow?
Yes, I am.
In the overflow.
In the overflow.
I wanna be blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
So we about to speak that thing into existence. Because it gonna happen. You gotta believe it. In your heart. And in your soul. So you gotta repeat this after me. Say what you say. So you can say what you heard. I wanna be living. I gotta be living.
All right. That's it, y'all. That song right there is Living in the Overflow by yours truly. Yeah. Stafford, y'all go find that song anywhere. iTunes, Spotify. Just pull up your boy, man. Show your boy some love. Go get that theme song, man. And right about now, you are tuned in to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. The show where what? People like me and you get to come on and what? Chop it up. Yeah. We got a lot to talk about today, y'all. We're going to get into some things today. We're going to get into the history of policing. I got my boy Charisma. He going to tell y'all a lot about what y'all didn't know about these polices and why y'all getting beat down and shot up like y'all live today. We're going to get into that. We got the Trump coat versus the BLM fighting it out in the middle of the street. What is Trump playing for America? If Trump got this plan all out, y'all, is this Trump way of putting in the martial law thing? I think he's up to something, man. I don't know what he's up to, but he's up to no good because he is promoting this stuff, man. Let me bring my co-host in this thing, man. Let me get my boy Charisma in this thing, man. What's up, black man?
Yeah, time to rock out, baby.
What you want to educate everybody on this policing thing, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Let me bring the rest of the crew in, man. Let me bring that boy Jermaine in. What's up, Jermaine? What you drinking on, bro?
Man, just a little high quality H2O. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, you drinking the H2O? I was gonna show you my drink. But I ain't gonna do that.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking on some hard lemonade, man.
Oh man. Charisma, what's happening?
What's up, my man?
Let me bring the man. This dog, hey, everybody I talk to, man, they say this guy's a mad dog right here. I say he keep the show crunk, man. What's up, Fizz? What's going on, bro?
What up, everybody? What up, fellas?
Oh, who's sneaking?
Just we can't bash the cops too much because I just became a cop yesterday. I went through the training.
What?
Oh, okay.
Well, hope you're gonna be a good cop, man.
Nah, I ain't crossing the blue line.
You ain't crossing the blue line. Well, you gonna get beat down like the rest of them, then.
Yeah. Well, oh, this boy said he became a federal slave catcher.
Yes. And I'm gonna round up as many niggas as I can.
No, man, you can't do that, man. Oh, my God.
Out here around the
Just call me Sambo Uncle Ruckus.
Can't round up all of them, brother. We gotta let some of them work out here.
Hey man, but since we've been when the war the guy got shot 7 times in the back, man. I mean, like in front of his kids, man.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got shot. The man, they shot the man 7 times in his back, man.
Yeah, yeah.
7 times in his back. But look, luckily he survived though, man. I don't know what I'm saying. It's by the grace of God.
Damn,
He
it's
paralyzed from the waist down.
He what?
Luckily, you need to
Paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah,
He paralyzed, but he ain't dead though. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Survive.
You need to see the picture of him in the hospital bed. He's fucked up for real.
And then they say he chained to the bed.
He was. They fought about that and got that off. His dad had to fight about that to get that off.
So Charisma, you text me in the middle of the week, man. You wanted to talk about these police, man. I kind of like looked at a couple of videos. I didn't know nothing about the history of it myself. To be honest with you.
Are you gonna play that video to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you set it up. You set it up. You give me a little bit. You talk a little bit about it first, you know.
Hey, I go in on this guy every day on his YouTube. Every day I'll be on his YouTube going in on this guy, and I'm gonna let him have it tonight too, because I'm sick of this cat. But but you know, hey, it's all good. Let's do it. I'm starting what, you know.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video then, man. Since
yeah,
I won't let you talk about. I ain't want to steal your thunder before I play the video. I want you to go in first a little bit.
Yeah, play the video.
All right, let me cure it up, man. Just talk a little trash, man. You know how we do this thing.
We won't want to go out here and get. We're not talking about this fun and the cops and none of that. We all cops ain't bad cops. Let's make that clear first.
Well, if you ain't standing up against the bad cop, you will. That's what I think. You know.
And I'm Ramtin Arabi.
We co-host NPR's history podcast, Throughline, to help give some historical context to the police killing of George Floyd and so many other Black people in this country. This week, we're bringing you the deep history of policing in America.
We wanted to understand how the relationship between police and the Black community had evolved to one so bloody and tragic.
So we reached out to this historian.
My name's Khalil Gibran Muhammad. I teach at the Harvard Kennedy School.
In his book, The Condemnation of Blackness, Khalil lays out a historical argument for how Black people have been criminalized over the past 400 years in the US. And he does that by telling parallel narratives about the history of policing in the North and the South. These stories share one key feature: the use of brutal force to control Black Americans.
Policing in America started in the mid-1600s with the Boston Watch, essentially a neighborhood watch group. But some of the first police forces in the South were created to control enslaved Black people. They would come to be known as slave patrols. Almost all white men had to serve in these patrols.
Their duties were written into law, like this slave patrol statute from Louisiana in 1835.
Arrest any slave or slaves, whether with or without a permit, who may be caught in the woods or forest with any fire or torch, which slave or slaves thus arrested shall be subjected to corporal punishment not exceeding 30 stripes. So the tying together early on, the surveillance, the deputization essentially of all white men to be police officers, and then to dispense corporal punishment on the scene are all baked in from the very beginning.
The Civil War eventually brought an end to slavery in America. But for most Black people in the South, it didn't fundamentally change their lives.
And by the early 20th century, the KKK would emerge to enforce control over Black citizens in the South. And this pushed millions of Black citizens to flee to northern, progressive cities as part of what would become known as the Great Migration.
Police officers receive African-American migrants in the same way that their white neighbors and community peers did, which is with contempt and hostility. When a white person throws a Molotov cocktail into a new Black homeowner on a street that had previously been all Irish or all Polish or all German, the police come and they arrest the Black family and defend the white mob. And this happens time and time, over and over again. They are policing the racial norms of white supremacy from the very beginning in the North.
black skin becomes equated with criminality.
And according to Khalil Gibran Muhammad, the system hasn't fundamentally changed since then. He says that pointing out the problem is clearly not sufficient to fix the system.
Because the problem has been known for a century. The evidence has been presented for a century. The recommendations for change, for holding police officers accountable, for charging them with criminal offenses when they behave criminally. It's a century of the same story playing out over and over again. It seems to me that's what's possible, is recognizing that police officers and police agencies are incapable of fixing themselves. And so the question that has to be asked in the wake of George Floyd, and I think this question is being asked and answered by more white people than I've seen in my lifetime, is, do white people in America still want the police to protect their interests over the rights and dignity and lives of Black, and in too many cases, brown, indigenous, and Asian populations in this country?
Our whole country is waiting to hear the answer to that question. That was historian Khalil Gibran Muhammad. I'm Ramteen Arablouei.
I'm Rand Abdel Fattah. You can listen to this full episode of NPR's Throughline wherever you get your podcasts and at npr.org/throughline.
All right, y'all. So there's a little bit of the history right there, man. Look like the same thing going on, man. They just round up black folk, man, like it ain't nothing. You know,
took the words right out of my mouth. You know, even though they ain't talking about 1751 or 1861, but it's it's like this, man. All that stuff that's going on with the police, man, is still signing the law, and if they don't change the laws that was established in when it first was created during the Boston Watch and all that, it's gonna always be the same. It's gonna never change, because they feel that blue stripe, blue line life, where they live by, they always gonna have backing because of them rights signed into the law. Till they change that and eradicate that and start over, everything got to be started over, man. Like when God did the flood and started over and rebooted everything, you got to reboot that police department too, man. That police whole force. You can go to I'm gonna tell you something. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what's really deep. I want y'all to hear me out on this about these police and about how America is ran when it comes to foreign politics and going into other people's country and administering a militarized front of patrolling and engagement. You ask the average military person. I'm gonna ask. I don't know if any of y'all been in the military. Jermaine, you been in the military? None of y'all. Nope. Okay. If you ask the average military person, what's their ROE? What's their rules of engagement? You know what they're gonna tell you? If you go into a foreign country, and even if the poorest people in that country are firing AR-15s at you, firing RPGs, throwing rocks at you, or anything like that, they're not ordered to fire until they have orders to fire upon that group of militia. That's their ROE. Okay. Now you get pulled up by a cop, and you ask him, "What's your ROE?" He gonna tell you he don't have a ROE. He doesn't have a rule of engagement. His rule of engagement is to protect that law. Whenever you do wrong on the streets, or if you violate a stop sign or traffic light, or you speeding, he gonna pull you over, ask you some questions. If you don't abide by those questions, he's gonna be ordered to attack you, or pull you, ask you to step out of the car. If you don't comply, he's either gonna shoot you or bang you in the head and call for backup. That's his ROE. But you see, we don't have officer friendly no more. We got tactical units now. We got cops who think that, I got a badge on, I got a high person of power.
But what happened to that, man? Why they get rid of officer friendly? I remember we was in elementary, we had a officer to come to the school, and I'm be honest, I think it worked because, like in 6th, 7th grade, everybody wanted to be a fireman or a cop.
Right.
and it just seemed like some kind of way they just stopped. They killed that program and it turned into like they turned into the enemy, like in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It seemed like they flipped the switch and the police went from being officer friendly to the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And
you got to look into what the I would say what the policy is, and I think Jermaine can kind of touch on this more than I can, but police are there to protect property, not people. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's no getting around that. Now, just like with anything else, same way you got politicians, you have public servants. What we need is community policing. But unfortunately, a lot of motherfuckers that become cops, they the motherfuckers that got picked on in school. They the ones that got their ass whooped. They the ones that ain't getting no ass, no play, no nothing. So when they become a cop, they see power. So I'm willing to bet
that's a lot of pressure on them, man.
I'm willing to bet you $1 to a donut. That punk ass cop that shot that cat 7 times in his back. I'm willing to bet you he got beat up in school and ain't getting no pussy. I'm willing to bet. I bet my life on it that he didn't get no play in high school, because even this is something I remember. Jermaine might remember it too, because he grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Jersey. I used to always notice when I was younger, there was a lot of cops that were short. So they got that Napoleon complex. So they end up becoming cops because now they can be quote unquote big men, and they can get the respect that they wasn't getting in school. So for me, I'm like, I agree. All cops are not bad. That's a fact. But the system of policing is corrupt. That's number one. And number two, the fact that line, when someone crosses that line, then their career is over, is also fucked up. Because I know I have a criminal justice degree, and at one point I was going to become a cop until certain things start popping in my head. Like, wait a minute, God forbid something happened, they shooting me first. I'm good. I'm not fucking. I'm not doing that shit. I could protect my people by just being me. I don't need to be a cop or whatever, because they look at you differently. And for me, it's just not worth it. But like he said, the system, it needs to be a reboot. It has to be a reboot, because if not, the same circle is going to happen. Because that's where the separation began, even with slavery. Because poor whites and slaves were pretty much on the same level. Then the plantation heads, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they made poor whites think they were better than us by pretty much making them in charge.
Indoctrinating.
Now they feel like they above us, when just like then to now, everything is about money. So even motherfuckers that want to bitch about Trump, it's not black or white with Donald Trump. It's green. If you got money, you're cool with them. And that's the same way with our society. If the money is there, you're gonna get a pass. That's the reason why in this fucked up ass system, you can have two people, one of us, somebody white, commit the same crime, same exact crime. But I'm willing to bet that white person has money for a lawyer. They have money for a lawyer, they're going to get off. What do we get? Public defender.
That's right.
We get the public defender. They already in cahoots with the way the system works. It don't matter. When you can pay a lawyer is going to do whatever they can do because they're getting that money. A good one, a real one. They're gonna take their money, and because they want to get more, because they want to gain that popularity. Johnny Cochran, think about it. Johnny Cochran made a lot of fucking money off the OJ thing. Everybody wanted Johnny Cochran after that, and that's why he started the Johnny Cochran Fund.
Facts.
Yep.
Jermaine said something to me like 3 weeks ago. I think he said, I'm not gonna mention who said it because I remember the name. He didn't tell me the name, but he said a person said to him something to the effect of, you can tell me if I'm wrong, that a friend of his who's a cop said to him, my only job is to make sure that I get home safe. He was like, no, your job is to make sure I get home safe, not you. That's not the way it works. But that's not the conversation that people are having. And that's the reason why that blue line, a lot of them don't cross that blue line, because they feel as though they got to protect themselves and not. I'm gonna give y'all another example, and I'm gonna shut up for a little while.
No, keep talking, man.
All three of y'all, I think all three of y'all understand where I'm coming from. I was talking about, remember when they burned down that police station in Minnesota? But they burned it down? Okay. A friend of mine, Kaid Moses that came on, he made a great point. He said the reason that it happened, and y'all didn't see a mass arrest and everything like that, because the people, it was because of the people that were protesting. So let's just say you go out, you're a cop, you go out there and you see the mayor's daughter, the governor's daughter, the chief of police's daughter or son or child out there protesting. How can you go crack somebody in the head? You don't know who's out there, because if you do, technically you're doing your job. But if you crack one of them over the head, you're done. So I have a friend who's a former CO. This is what he told me, and I asked him, and I asked a friend of mine from my prom date from Jersey. She's an Essex County sheriff. I asked him, what would you do if you out there and want somebody that's on the line with you cracks open the head of your wife? He said to me, he wouldn't do nothing because she shouldn't be out there. Now, he was like, she wouldn't be out there. I talked to her and all that. But the fact he said he wouldn't do nothing. Now, Natis, she told me she ain't a sheriff no more. She's gonna fuck that dude up. She ain't, cause that's my family first. That's the way it should be. And too many people, they don't understand how to damn that line. No matter what, if all four of us become billionaires, guess what? We're this first. And when we get pulled over, they don't care about our money. They don't. Especially if we're not famous. But more people, they don't talk like that though.
Hey, but along the line of race, man, you got a lot of black cops on the force. Why are the black cops silent, man? If they know the history of policing, why are the black cops so silent, man? I mean, I don't see nobody speaking out. You know what I'm saying?
Because
it's kind of like they
got the same job. They got the same mentality. Just like you were saying, they feel they better than. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I done had run-ins with white cops. I ain't using that word white, but the white cops, and they treated me like crap, no doubt. But the black cop treated me worse, man. It's like what Ice Cube was talking about, showing out for the white cop. And I'm gonna tell you, the black cop didn't even know the situation, got there late, and automatically assumed that I was the aggressor in everything, and I wasn't even the aggressor.
Bam! I'm gonna tell y'all something.
I got violated.
I've been living down here now for 9 years. I have been pulled over since I've been here maybe 3 times. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe 3 times.
Like me?
Back at home in Newark, New Jersey, we get harassed by cops that look like us. I'm talking about harassed. I thought moving to the South, it was going to be bad. My man, I'd be driving by cops and troopers. I don't even care because I know they're not going to bother me down here. But back at home, shit, fuck that.
But like I'm saying, not all cops are bad, though. I've been stopped in Cobb County. I've been stopped in Cobb County a lot for like probably my light, tail light, something. The guys let me go. It's all how you talk and how you comply and how you respond. You know, I've been harassed by the Red Dogs in my neighborhood. I think, Rob, I told you about that story, leaving the park, and I was walking on the street, and they jumped on me for no reason, thought I had a gun. I had a Walkman. And shout out to Officer Kaleem, man. It's the only cop I rock with in my neighborhood. Officer Kaleem from Philadelphia. If he's watching, he's a real one, man. He sits in my yard talking to me and my pops. And that's the only cop I can acknowledge and say he was good. Now I'm gonna tell you, it was a punk ass cop named Officer Barr. He just retired. I'm saying this now live. because I want them to hear this. Because every APD officer that know that white
He
ass
watching,
cop
man. He watching.
I want him to watch. I want him to know this because he the one got me in trouble with my dirty ass ex. Let me tell you something. Officer Bob, he the worst cop ever. This white cop, he retired now though. But every cop I ran into to talk about that guy, they said, yeah, we know him. He's a racist piece of shit. They knew that cop. They know him. He's known. And every time I see him in the streets, anywhere I go and I catch him, I always drill him every time. I say, yeah, you that same. I always give it to him. Him and that other white, it was a white lady, another white lady cop. Cop put when Officer Bob snapped him to the side, told him he ain't got no crack on him. That's what he told them. The lady, he don't have no crack on him. Do I look like a fucking crack addict or a dealer? I had on a full suit with a tie. I had a new song. Yeah, I had a new song. But what are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? That's how they do. That's how they stereotype. Until it happened to you, nobody will understand or understand that. Like I said, I have no problem with law enforcement, but the law needs to be rewrote and it needs to be directed the right way. Punk ass cops with guns, like you said, these guys they've been chumped off all their life, and they don't know how to stand up for themselves. Their parents and chump them off. They get out here, get a badge. Oh, I'm ready now. And they gave me permission to go out here and do what I want to do. Let me tell you, another group of cops is real bad. Is in Miami, in Florida. Those Cuban cops and those cops down there are so racist, man. They are so bad down there. It's ridiculous. I'll go to Miami. Every time I go to Miami, I watch the actions of cops and how they treat their people. Oh, they treat their people like trash, man. They harass those people bad, beat them up bad. They don't do nothing about it.
I got a question for y'all three fellas that's on right now, and I think I know the answer. Have you ever been pulled over and they immediately drew their guns on you?
No, I ain't never had that happen to me.
No, I ain't never had.
But they ain't draw no gun. But what they do, they come to the side and they hold it and they keep their hand on the hip. They got their hand on the hip. They got it in the ready position. I ain't never had them put it out on me.
I thought it out on me when I was walking on the street. When I told them Red Dog jumped, they jumped out the car with the guns drawn. I walked around the car because they pulled right in front of me, so I just walked around the car like this. Like they pulled next to me. Go ahead.
I have ran from the cops and they drove the gun on me, but other than that, no.
Yeah, you know running.
I can tell y'all back in Jersey, I can't remember the year, but if y'all know how it go. Back in the day, Newark was known for stolen cars and all this other shit, whatever. And I had an 85 blue Honda CRX. I'm in the car with my younger brother, and my brother's 3 years younger than me. So I'm on Bergen Street or whatever, and just literally I'm chilling. Now, mind you, this is the day when you could have a fake insurance card, you could be riding dirty, all that. Thankfully, I was straight. All my stuff was good. We literally almost got to the light. I had a van pull in front of me, a car pull behind me, and all the cops got out the car, guns drawn. Literally. Think about it. A little CRX, 2 kids in the car. As soon as I saw that, like, thankfully, the way y'all see me, I'm always like this. I was just like this. My brother was shook to death. He was so scared, his hands was back. Like, because he didn't know how to react. Because like I said, he was a little younger. For me, with everything that's been going on and everything like that, shit like that is traumatizing, depending on the person that you're dealing with.
That's right.
And that's the part that people tend to forget. It's like, they tend to gloss over shit like that. And it's crazy how it goes, because even if the car was stolen, why are you getting out with your guns drawn? Hell, this tooth right here in my head got chipped my senior year of high school because of a cop. Now, mind you, y'all need to understand something. My mouth has always been my mouth, and I don't give a fuck, and I never have given a fuck. But my high school, we didn't have a gym at our high school, and the YMCA was up the street, so we had to walk up the street if we wanted to go play basketball or go in there, whatever. So the streets, you know how some like these streets down here, some of them real narrow. So we was going up, me and my people was going up the street, and it was construction, and this cop was like, y'all need to get on the sidewalk. So because me and my homeboy separated, he was able to get on the sidewalk quick. I had to walk around the car. So I'm walking. He was like, didn't I tell you to get on the sidewalk? I was like, man, I'm gonna get on the sidewalk. Just give me a second. And he said something else. He said something. He was like, you acting like a real baby right now. And I was like, you could baby these right here. And I grabbed my dick. So I'm still walking up the street. He walks up behind me, grabs my arm, and immediately wraps it around my back.
Like they did me.
My first reaction, because he wrapped my left arm, I'm right-handed. I went like this and I went to go turn. I was like, oh shit, I can't. At least I had the sense to not do it. A fucking cop in a Jeep came up out of nowhere, grabbed my head, slammed my head up against the fucking glass, tooth chipped. Just that quick. Now, for me, I'm saying to myself, I'm thinking back now, I'm lucky my tooth only got chipped. Ain't no telling what they would have did if it was right now and I was fucking, 17. But it's crazy when you think about from then to now, mind you, no cameras, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
So the way that we live our lives now, I think, Charisma, you ain't got no kids, right?
Mm-mm.
So me and Charisma don't have children. Rob and Jermaine does. Just to sit here and sometimes I think about y'all having kings that y'all have to raise and how shook sometimes you may be if they ever get pulled over. That's why I love D.L. Hughley, the way he explained how he taught his son what to do if he get pulled over. No matter what, call me, whatever, and everything like that. But he said he's still just scared to death. It's fucked up. We got to live like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, to go back to my story, this one Shirley Franklin was coming in, our mayor, and they have to do a patrol. When a new mayor come in, they got to do a street sweep. Make sure the streets clear, and they're gonna go through the neighborhoods and all this stuff. So I'm walking, like I said, from the park. I'm just walking. Now I had on a button down. You probably remember the clothing line Academics. This is when Academics first came out. I was real fresh. Academic, Walkman in my pocket. I'm walking. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm heading to Maple Creek. That's where that's at, Rob. Maple Creek, across from the street from the BP. I'm heading that way, and the cops pull up next to me. So they 4 deep. So you got 3 white cops and a black cop. And he the driver. They passed by me real slow.
Wait a minute. The Nubian cop was the driver?
Yeah.
How ironic. Keep going.
So he was a driver. So they pull next to me real slow. They with the windows down, just looking like if I do a drive-by. I'm just looking at them like, okay, whatever. So when they pull in front of me, I walk around the car because I'm like, I'm not selling drugs, doing nothing bad. I'm just walking. Immediately when I walked around that car, they leap out, guns drawn. Put your fucking hands up in the air. Get up. I'm like, yo. So that it's now, like I said, so I was that one white cop with his hat on to the back to try to be tough, the small one. He want to be he want to, coordinate the whole show like he in the opera or something. He the big man. He slammed me on the car. He got my arm pinned all the way up like this and my face sideways. I'm like, look at this right here. I'm like, what's going on? So he in my pocket throwing all my stuff all on the hood, my money flying everywhere. I'm like, what's going on? I'm waiting on the dude to get out, the black dude. He get out late. Mr. Keith, just be cool. It's a routine check, right? I'm like, routine check? I'm like, what? Now I'm spitting my laws at him now. The other guy get mad. The white cop get mad. He slammed my head on the car. He told me, shut up if I knock them silver teeth out your mouth. I'm like, no, this platinum. So he slammed my head down harder like this. So the cop was like, let's just go, let's just book him. Let's just take him anyway. I said, take me for what? So I'm like, I ain't been laundering. I've been out here over 24 hours. I don't have drugs. I ain't jaywalking. I ain't doing nothing. And, you smart. You were smart. You want them smart. All this shit. So the black guy was like, let's go. He get back in the car. He drive off. I went straight to an APD officer that was parked up at the gas station from my house, and I got the number to their precinct because I got violated, and I called them, and what was funny was I knew they kept him because he worked at the bounce.
They violated your rights. They violated your rights.
They violated me because they
don't say I got violated.
Well, they violated my rights. They violated me because you know why? Because they could have either took me in and I don't have a record just for no reason, or they could have beat me up, or they could have shot. Anything could have happened. Because I could have, I could have lost it for no reason, and I feel how Fitz talk, where he coming from.
So was some black cops there too.
One black cop, all the 3 were white. The other 3 were white.
That cop, remember the cop that looked like us? He was the chauffeur.
Yeah,
I think that's to me. I think that's worse than these dirty white cops. When you got a black cop who's just so silent, man, he knows something wrong. He know it ain't right
He
because
sat there
he
and do nothing. He just
yeah.
said, cool. It's a routine check.
Well, I mean, but you gotta look at it from his standpoint. You gotta look at the how fucked up the economics is in our country. You look how they get underpaid. So you look at it as a black man, you like, man, I ain't finna lose this damn good job. I'm gonna keep my damn mouth shut so I can feed my family. So on that end, you can probably understand, that. But a lot of the policing, and Charisma alluded to this when his first statement, a lot of this stuff is laws that had never been changed, policies that have never been changed. And then we got to take it even deeper. Like that video was saying, it skipped over a whole lot of stuff. It skipped the part about, when we got so-called free in 63, 65 or whatever. So you got all these slaves that were free, and where they going to go? They ain't had nowhere else for us to damn go. So they started creating all these damn laws. So black laws, black codes. You can't be here at a certain time. You got to have a job. You got to do this. So they started locking them up and then handing them right back to the slave owners that they just got free from to work for pennies on the damn dollar. And then the inception of policing is they work to serve to protect the state. That was their job. They serve to protect the state and the private corporations. That was their job. So just think about this from at that time. If they didn't have anybody policing, we'll stop the uprising for the 99% just kicking the 1% ass and taking over. So they had to have some. So it was something between the rich and the poor, and that's what the police. So even now you look at the police are here to maintain the wealth gap. So you look at any country that have a huge wealth gap, you'll see a lot of police force. Countries that don't have a huge wealth gap, you'll see minimum police force. And our country has one of the biggest wealth gaps.
Can I say this though? Let me ride off the back of that, because I'm glad you mentioned that wealth gap thing. So what you're saying is, if we didn't even have, when you had free black men here before slavery, you know that you had free Amish black men, didn't have a police force, everybody was living good, had their own land, had their own crops, their own sharecroppers, their own cattle herders and everything, right? You didn't have any type of police acts here or none of that. Living well, living good. You wouldn't have to worry about nobody coming stealing out of your house or violating your where you lived and none of this stuff, until all the people start moving to this country. The different people from Ireland and Poland and the Irish and the Scottish and all these people and the Asians, right? Then you freed the slaves, then you freed the slaves and created a police force to make sure that the people, not the people that was moving here, but the people that was freed, be watched over, so they won't violate the act of like the one in 1861. They administered the Ku Klux Klan to be the people to watch over the free slaves during that time. So you're saying that you violate a race of people, you free them, they have nowhere to go. They already saying they savages, so they're gonna go out here and steal from the white man, even though he's middle class or poor. I mean, if he's rich or poor or middle class, because I don't think it was a middle class at the time. Either he was rich or poor. So you're gonna go to this rich man house. He's like, okay, it's free slaves run out through the woods. They ain't got nowhere to go. Either they're gonna stay with master or they're gonna go out to the swamps and live freely. Oh, now we got to get some people out to go do the Boston Watch with torches, because they say if a slave had a torch or a gun, he's gonna get hung or anything to protect himself throughout the night, trying to find somewhere to live. So it's really like a double negative again. You free me, and then you still gonna send some police people to come kill me, even though I'm freed by law. I ain't got nowhere to go.
And that goes into the prison industrial complex. So and that was like the inception of that. So they were like, okay. So and then that's when you get the 13th Amendment, then you get the 14th Amendment, and everybody know about all that. About if you're in prison, that's voluntary slavery. So I mean, a lot of it
they got to change that too.
A lot of it, and like you said, and fast forward in 2005, the Supreme Court ruled that the police do not have a legal obligation to protect persons unless they're in the physical custody, even though the department is funded by taxpayer dollars. So look at that bullshit. So that's bullshit. So we taxpayers and we're funding them, but they don't have a legal obligation to protect the people. And that's the Supreme Court law that was ruled in 2005. That has never been addressed. It's never been changed. Nobody's ever said anything about it. And this is 2020. So you're talking about 15 years later, and this shit still a fucking damn law.
And you can go and like I said, I bet $1 to a donut. You go to any cop that pull you over, no matter what color he is, whatever. You ask him, how was your job created and what was it established from? They won't even fucking know. They wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But a lot
they don't even know
of it
their own job.
It's the same thing they do with our school system. Is indoctrination. So you get these cops. Some of these cops are just running on autopilot. They just going off a script that they've been played. It's the same as nothing against nobody who's been in the military, but a lot of these military guys, they get so fucking damn indoctrinated in that shit. You can't tell them nut shit that the United States doing wrong or nothing like that. They're like, oh no. It's like because they so indoctrinated with that programming. So like these cops that's going out here doing this shit, they running on autopilot. They don't even realize. And like you said, but like you said, you got some good guys who are actually good guys who, you know, may see that this shit is fucking damn wrong, but shit, they so fucking damn outnumbered. It's like, what can you do? What can they do?
I agree, because I got cousins as cops, that they're sheriffs, cops. I got cousins in the Air Force as MPs. That's cop. You know what I'm saying? I understand all that. But I'm saying though, what I'm saying is, you don't have a ROE. You don't have, your rules of. You mean to tell me I can go to a foreign land, go to this foreign land, and these people can shoot at me, and I can't until I get orders to fire back. I gotta wait till I get orders to fire back. But me being on American soil and a citizen of America, or United States, a cop can just straight shoot me if you feel like I'm reaching for something like my ID with no rules of engagement. But these people shoot you with RPGs and AK-47s.
One of my best friends, he did 2 tours in Iraq, and he was telling me, you know, when they go up in like those boarded up houses, shit, just like you see in the fucking damn movies, when you bust in that damn door, you just can't start shooting. You got to survey the room. They can have guns and everything. So you going in there, shit, you can open that door and they can just start busting. But they like you said, the rules of engagement, they supposed to open the door and survey before they start shooting. So
how that can apply to us though? And we on American soil. What sense that make?
Because like I said, and it goes back to what I said, the wealth gap, they're here to protect the rich. Just think about it. If it was no police in this country, what would stop me from going to Bill Gates' house and say, hey man, I need them account numbers, run that shit right now? Or not just me, let me take me out the equation. Or anybody going to some wealthy person's house or whatever and saying, hey yo, let me get that.
Oh, I guess because
I don't think that's the reason why. Because I mean,
no,
it ain't enough police to stop that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the reasons.
But people still understand you ain't got crime going on like every day really hard. Like we living in our house right now. Like me and you on this podcast. Ain't nobody in your window right now finna try to come in there and bust in there and take your stuff. It is. The cops do have a lockdown on you not acting a monkey because you know the consequences. You're gonna go to jail, you're gonna get shot, or you're gonna it's gonna be you're gonna lose your life. But I'm saying I guess these foreign countries, since we went to bed with them so much dealing with oil and fossil fuel, we go over there, we gotta follow rules of engagement.
Nah, but you gotta remember too that, and it's a video with KRS-One talking, and when he said it, and I don't wanna say it incorrectly, I would have to find it. But he said we live pretty much in an illusion over here in the States because everything is a fallacy. You go to a different country, you steal, they cutting off your motherfucking hands.
That's right.
You kill somebody, they're going to kill you. Over here, it's always something. It's always something. It's always a way to get around. You talk about the script that they have. When a cop, Michael Brown shit. I fear for my life. Whatever the fuck they be saying. they always say the same exact shit. The script is always the same when they do wrong. They reached for my gun. I didn't feel safe. Then they do the character assassination of the person who got murdered. They don't do that when it's the other way around.
Jacob,
they never do that. We're thugs. We are considered to be thugs, but when you see somebody white, they had childhood issues. They were this, they were that. It ain't never like that when it comes to us. But once again, that's the system. That's why, to me, I'm not saying it's going to be the cure-all for it, but as soon as a cop is prosecuted to the full extent of the law for murdering one of us, you might see a change, only because the cops are going to say, damn, if I do that, I could get locked up too. Now, they do it because they know they ain't got no damn consequence. There is no consequence. They do it, okay, whatever. If I kill him, then it don't matter. The same way when there have been cops who were allegedly kicked off the force, what did they do? They went to another force and they got hired like it was nothing.
And we don't hear nothing about them.
Blemish on their record, and they still out on the streets.
But you would think this issue. You would think this issue would be a bipartisan issue, but it's not, and it's the reason why it's not, because like we've been saying, it's federally mandated that they do not have to protect. They are protected. Cops have no constitutional duty to protect them. I want everybody to go look up that Supreme Court ruling from 2005. They made it clear that law enforcement agencies are not required to provide protection to the citizen. They made it clear.
But Jermaine, now this is the problem I have too, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You have Trump supporters. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against the man Trump. Whatever he got going on, that's his thing. I don't have no gripe with Trump. I have no problem with Trump. But what I'm saying is, I don't like the fact that
you have no problem with Trump.
No, I mean in this situation. No, I'm saying.
Are you kidding me?
No. Let me explain what I'm saying. Sometimes you got people that feed off what Trump is doing, which is, if it's negative, they can ride off that and make it seem like he's a part of that situation. But in this situation, I think he was wrong for what he did yesterday by saying, because I follow him on Twitter, he said that you had some Trump supporters riding in trucks yesterday, shooting paintballs at people. They were shooting paintball guns and hitting people with sticks and stuff, driving by these trucks. He said, paint don't hurt. And he said, and he put on Twitter yesterday, he said, thank you for my that's what you call real patriotism. These are real patriots.
And you don't have no problem with that. You have no problem with the president of the United States and
I have
pretty much telling his supporters, get out there and do what you do. Pretty much, you have no problem with that?
No, I'm saying.
Rob, you didn't hear what he said. You didn't hear what he said.
I don't care what he said.
He just said he has a problem with that. You didn't hear that part. He just said that.
He don't have a problem with Trump. That's the part I don't like.
Listen, you can have people that can use that platform. If he says, like, we can be talking about, we can be on this podcast now. They can use our podcast to twist it and say, you know what? I want to ride off that whole thing they talking about and twist it in my own way to get my own feedback from other people. You know what I'm saying?
But dude, he has the biggest platform in the world.
But how do we know?
What are you talking about, man?
What I'm saying, I'm just speaking in this terms. How we know?
Listen, Trump know how stuff gonna be played. Let me tell you something about Trump. He know how stuff gonna be played. Trump is a master of manipulation, man, and he has manipulated your mind. I see.
No, Rob. I have my own mind. I'm saying that. How do we know? Hold up. How do we know these people were Trump supporters? They could just be having Trump flag on there with this stuff and just using it for their own terms of endearment. But he can still say, "Thank you for doing that for me." They might not even be Trump supporters. They might be real Ku Klux Klan or some type of
he make a point.
Listen, you get what I mean?
Ku Klux Klan, the Ku Klux Klan is Trump supporter too.
But I don't. You just can't say, you don't know that. They you all the way you'll know if they know if they can't.
You have to take people for who they say they are. You have to take people for who they say they are, bro. Come on, man.
Let me ask you, how would you know if How would you know if they KKK based on
look at you. You sit up and defending Trump. You defending Trump at all people?
I'm not defending Trump. I'm saying, how would you know if they was KKK based off their color?
Because of what they say. Who cares? They Trump supporters. They are radical. They are radical right people. They are the radical right. They are cult. People who trust Trump and believe in Trump, they're really in a cult. Trump is a cult, man. This Trump thing is a real cult, man. That's all it is.
That's what I'm telling
you. This man will do everything he could do to let y'all know he's a racist. And when he posted that video, white power, and people still trust this man. Are you kidding me? This man posted the president posted a video talking about white power, and y'all still give the benefit of the doubt.
Rob, stop giving that man energy. Let's stay on topic, please. Fuck Trump. Don't give him that. You're giving him too much energy. Who cares about the orange man? Damn him.
I'm glad you brought that Trump up anyway, man. Now this is the Trump America, man. This is what Trump wants. He wants total anarchy in America.
No, it ain't. This ain't Trump's America. This is just America. This is the way it's always been.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to explain.
But
he got people riding off with his energy, and they could be doing their own wrong intent based on his energy.
And that's bad energy. That's why he shouldn't put out energy. Because people are gonna follow his lead.
See, this is the problem. See, this is the problem. People are so I'm not triggered by Trump. I said, the people that hate him the loudest should, instead of hating the system that created him. Everybody triggered by what he's saying and all this stuff, but not triggered by the broken system and corrupt system that created him.
That's right.
Think about this. Out of the inception of the United States, all the presidents we done had, he's 45. How did a game show host, entertainer, win the presidency? See, that's the problem. See, the system is the problem. And we so triggered by every little thing that he say, giving him all this damn energy. No, we need to be mad at the system that created him.
You know why he became president?
People voted for that man. 60 million.
You know why he's president? Because he know what poor whites think. He figured out what poor whites think. They taking our jobs. The Mexicans are taking our jobs. Black folks are gonna kill us. And that's what he play into. He plays into their mind. And it's dangerous because he's the president of the United States of America. He has no idea the problem he's causing down here in the streets. Because he's up high. He don't have to come down here. He just want to win. He just want the power. He don't care about what's going on in the streets. He just want the power.
Yeah. But guess what? But guess what, Rob? He didn't win all the votes. That's what we missing. He didn't win all the votes. Hillary got more votes than he got. So how did he become the president?
Let me play this video.
Why are you giving this man any type of energy on this show, man? Fuck him.
In Portland, Oregon. The violence broke out the same night a caravan of the president's supporters drove through the city's downtown area. Portland continues to deal with nightly protests in the wake of George Floyd's death. CBS 4's Tom Hansen has the latest.
After 3 months of protests, gunfire rang out Saturday night on the streets of Portland, leaving one man dead. Reports say the man was shot in the chest and that he was affiliated with the group Patriot Prayer, a right-wing political organization. It wasn't clear if the shooting was in connection with clashes between protesters and supporters of President Trump, who drove a caravan through the city that evening.
This is an active investigation, and our detectives are gathering information to determine what happened and what led up to this death.
At the end of the day, there was no resolve and no mediation, and here we are, and now there's a dead body on the ground.
President Trump shared video on Twitter Sunday of the caravan heading to Portland and wrote, "Great Patriots."
He has an opportunity to uplift us and bring us together and help us move through this difficult situation in our nation's history. And instead, He chooses to play petty politics and divide us.
On CBS's Face the Nation, acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf was asked if the Trump administration will ask everyone, including Trump supporters, to pull back.
We've been asking the governor and others to send in the National Guard to address the violence so that you don't have dueling demonstrations.
Authorities have released few details about the shooting, though they say they are aware of videos apparently showing it. Protests, sometimes violent, have been held nightly in Oregon's largest city since the Minneapolis police killing of George Floyd in late May. Tom Hanson, CBS News.
And this is the problem when you sit back and say, "Oh, Trump is not the." I'm not saying Trump is not the major problem. Everybody know about systemic racism, what has been going on, but when you got a sitting president urging this shit on, that makes it even worse. And I don't know what y'all think about this man, but this man is an enemy of the state, man.
Rob, let me ask you a question real quick. How many children you got?
I got 6 kids.
Okay.
All grown.
When your children were children and they threw tantrums for attention, what did you do?
I whooped their ass. That's what I do.
Okay.
I whooped their ass.
Hold up. Okay. This is the reason that I asked that question. On one side, you can whoop a child's ass. On the other side, when a child throws a tantrum, when you ignore them, they shut the fuck up. That's what I love that shit. Seeing when I do it, that's how I see the president. He's a child that throws tantrums. If you don't give him any attention, he will shut the fuck up. The problem is, wait. No, see, this the thing. You're saying no, but you're the one bringing him up, giving him the attention he wants, even on this show. As far as the national media, they do it. If motherfuckers don't pay him no mind, I promise you, he would shut the fuck up. But it doesn't happen like that here. That's the problem. Because they always say, all press is good press. He says what he says for attention. He tweets what he tweets for attention. And that's exactly what he gets. But trust me, if nobody paid him no mind, all right, I want you to just think about this one. Before he ran for president, and before he talked about running for president the last time, you didn't hear nothing about Trump. You haven't heard anything from Trump before this little election run since The Apprentice. Think about how long that was. He says certain shit in the media to put his name out there. Now, because he has the fucking bully pulpit, he does it to keep his name fucking relevant. That's why, for me, I don't pay him.
He's a president. He's a president. He's a president. He's gonna always be relevant. He's the leader of the free world. How you gonna say the leader of the free world ain't gonna be relevant? Come on, bro.
So once again, even with you saying that, I know people who are older. Don't nobody talk about Jimmy Carter as president. You know why?
Because he's not anymore.
No,
he's not the president no more.
What I'm saying is, even when he was president, the presidents you hear about, Nixon, Reagan, Bush, like you don't hear about fucking Lyndon. You hear about Lyndon B. Johnson because he signed that bullshit ass bill or whatever. But what I'm saying is, presidents that are relevant and stay relevant are different.
Right.
Jimmy Carter was the president. Nobody talked with an ED about him, and nobody talks about him like that. Trump is different because Trump is who he is, came from where he came from, and he has to stay relevant because if he doesn't, his name goes away again. Even like I never would have thought this. I never would have thought somebody would have said that there was going to be a president worse than Bush. I never would have thought that shit. But he took that mantra. But here's the thing about Trump. He wears it proudly because it keeps his name in people's mouths. That's the thing. I'll pay that motherfucker no more. I could care less. Until somebody slapped the shit out of him, so I can get a good laugh, I don't care what he does and what he says because it doesn't affect me. It doesn't.
But until you get shot by a Trump supporter, until you get killed by a Trump supporter who think they're doing a patriotic thing by supporting the president.
Trump supporters, they already killing people.
Dude, if y'all don't see the power that this man is wielding just by supporting the stupid stuff these people doing, that urges them on. That's why you got this 17-year-old boy in the middle of the street. He no business with a rifle in his hand, doing it for Trump.
He ain't do that. Did you see his parents? Did you see the picture of his parents? That wasn't Trump. That shit was
But it always takes something to push you over the edge. That's what I'm talking about. He was already radicalized.
Did you see? I'm gonna ask this again. Did you see what he was raised in? That ain't got shit to do with Trump. That's his fucking parents.
It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something to incite you, though, man.
Man, what you saying?
See, but Rob, we got to be more responsible than some of these other programs. I think we're a little more upstanding than the CNN and the propaganda. We can't say he's a Trump supporter if he ain't came out and say he's a Trump supporter. We can't say that. That's just like
the guy got to pay. Everybody know the guy idolized Trump, man.
But if somebody was at a Black Lives Matter rally and then they shot somebody, we can't say, oh, Black Lives Matter shooting up people. We can't do that. We got to be a little bit more responsible than that. I know how you feel about Trump. I know how you feel about it. Yeah, he said some outlandish stuff. But my thing is, all of this is propaganda. It's all programmed. They got us programmed. The 99% is 1%. Then you got the 99%. They got us programmed to be divided. They dividing us, and we fall for it every time. They say they gonna do some. They'll promote some shit that say white, and the white and some of the white people get on it. The Republicans get on it, and then Black Lives Matter, black. Then the black people get on it, and then all of that shit is divisive. That's what they want us. They want us divided. This is the program. This is why only 6 people run the media in this country, and all of them are controlled by the same people, and it's all to keep us divided.
Facts.
We have never had a president to take part in this the way he is.
I can sum this up, Jermaine. Go ahead, Jermaine. Go ahead. I'm gonna come out.
Go ahead, Charisma. Go ahead.
Okay, I see what Rob is saying. He's saying, I like that. That's a good book. The Art of War is very good by Sun Tzu. That is facts. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, what Rob is saying is, if we had a president with some, he said, I'll just use this for example. When Obama was president, you had some shootings, but you didn't have radical shootings where the blacks would go around, young blacks have assault rifles and say, "Oh, I'm doing it for Obama. I'm taking people. I'm gonna fight, and then if I get locked up, I'm gonna be all good, and I'm gonna get 20,000, 100,000." That boy didn't raise $200,000 already in 3 days. They didn't raise. That's how much money he didn't raise. That boy that shot them
by a Christian group. By a Christian group.
That's another problem. That's another problem.
And another thing is he's 17 years old with an assault rifle. That's another problem. He's 17 years old with an assault rifle.
And ain't nobody said nothing about he shouldn't have had that gun. Nobody said nothing about that.
Nothing about it. He walk around. Now I can't go down. Now I can practice my First Amendment.
But why you think that is though? Why you thinking about saying nothing about that?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Come on, man. See, y'all don't like to be real, man.
He got the complexion for the connection.
Y'all
see the thing. What I'm saying is, Rob.
Y'all wait for stuff. Y'all wait for stuff to be spelled out to y'all.
It's his parents. Okay, what was his parents said at 12 and 1 o'clock at night while he walking around with an assault rifle? I don't know this man.
They say his parents dropped them off.
Oh, his parents had him in the back of the car with the AR-15. So okay, go ahead and practice your
reports are his parents dropped them off.
Oh, come on. See, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Since you want to bring up the president of the United States and a bully pulpit and getting points across. since 45 is saying so much and all this stuff is happening, why the hell Obama ain't use his bully pulpit to help us?
He did. He did.
Where?
Obama spoke out. When Trayvon got killed, Obama spoke up.
Spoke up. I'm gonna say this again.
But here's what you. But
that went over your head. That went over.
No, you gonna tell you
your head.
You talk it. I'm explaining to you.
I'm gonna say this again. How did he use his bully pulpit to push an agenda that could help us? Please tell me. I'll wait.
Oh,
you can look online all you want. Ain't nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. He was there for symbolism. He could have used it. He could have said a lot from the office.
Jerome, he did do something. I read something today. He put together some committees to study a lot of stuff, to study mass incarceration and
technical difficulties.
He did put a committee together. Matter of fact, he put a couple committees together to study mass incarceration and what was the other one? Reparations, to study reparations. So he did put some committees together.
Yeah, he put some committees together to study stuff.
And he did police reform. He did police reform.
How?
What's it called?
We already talked about that last week, man. And I showed you. You know what I'm saying?
So hold up. He did the committees. And he made sure he pushed the LGBT agenda hard. But once
you know why? You know why? Because they had an agenda to talk about.
Once again, but
we all know the damn place.
To do with us. The point is, he did everything for everybody else except use that bully pulpit when he couldn't do anything by law because he didn't have the Senate and all that. He didn't use his bully pulpit at all except to push whoever other's agenda except for us. That's the problem. That's the whole thing. That's why, once again, it's all the same game. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I know damn well ain't none of y'all worried about no Trump supporter coming up to you. Because if a Trump supporter come up to me, if he crossed that line, if he touches me, my knee gonna be in his motherfucking neck. It's gonna happen real fast. I'm not worried about it. So
hey, Jerome, hey, remember Joe Biden said don't kill him. He said shoot him in the leg. Remember Joe Biden said so when he get in office, hey, my man might not get shot in his back twice, but he get shot in the leg. Because that's better.
He better get shot in the chest and head.
You're not hearing
That's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather instead of being dead, I'd rather just get shot just because maybe I ran a stop sign or I just got pulled over because I didn't put a blinker on. So I get shot in the leg versus dying.
Hold up. Put a twist on that. I can get shot in the leg. It could probably hit one of my major arteries and I'll die anyway. So it's the same difference. It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
Hey, let me bring another guest on, man.
All right.
Ricochet.
My boy for Eno, what's up, bro? What's going on, man?
What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. You been listening to the show? We talking about police, man, and what's going on with all these police. We talk about the history of police in America. We talk about Trump. Is he urging on these Trump supporters, man? You know, you can just get in where you fit in at, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Let these fellas know who you will first, man.
Oh, man, EJ from New Orleans, but I live in Houston, so, Robert from the sports group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he coming from a whole different perspective. He from New Orleans because them cops down there are straight gangster.
Yeah.
Well, I live in Houston, so I don't know much about New Orleans. I haven't lived there in like 20-something years, so I'm in Houston.
So are you a Saint fan then, man? They was sorry when you.
Yeah, I'm a Saints fan. There's no doubt about that.
So how the cops is out there? So how them cops out there in Houston? You know what I'm saying? That what a lady killed the man. She say she knocked on the wrong door. Ain't that what it was? Dallas or Houston?
No, that was in Dallas.
That was in Dallas.
That was in Dallas.
And that was a crazy case right there.
That was crazy.
How you don't know where you stay at?
She knew.
It's something more behind that case there,
Yeah.
man. I think they knew each other or something because that's just
They was fucking. That's a fact. Everybody know that they was fucking.
yeah. And he must have did something to her or something enough for the family to just forgive her like that just in court. So it's something behind that, man.
Yeah.
That's
He ain't
just, that's
he ain't
strange.
want to mess with her no more. He cut her off, and she was like, "Nah, he cutting me off."
Yeah. They probably went up in that house together. Or they came in there together. She left out, she came back in and she shot him. It's just you don't go into nobody wrong house on the wrong floor. It can never be that intoxicated. That's just crazy.
I saw something earlier. Allegedly, the DA or something is offering a deal to either an alleged witness or Breonna Taylor's boyfriend or something like that, to say that Breonna Taylor was part of some kind of drug ring or something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to offer him a deal.
And once again, it just goes to show that how you don't how they never want to take responsibility for what they do. And something else that's been said, and I don't know if people really know about this. When these police shootings happen and these people get killed, usually the family, they win the civil case, but they can only get that money if they pretty much promise in writing not to talk about the shit no more, not to really make it national news and all this other shit. Hell, that goes back to Dr. King getting assassinated. It was proven in court the FBI did it. Nobody talks about that. Like it's literally it's on paper that they said it and all that, but people don't talk about that shit.
But that goes back to what we were saying last week. So where are all the people that's putting pressure on this district attorney to prosecute these officers that did that? Who's putting pressure on the district attorney?
Let me touch on that. Do y'all have any idea, number one, that the DA in Kentucky, as far as with Breonna Taylor, do y'all know that he spoke at the RNC? That's number one. That's number one.
That's the black guy, right?
No, but here's the second part to that. He just got married to Mitch McConnell's granddaughter.
What?
Oh,
yeah, go look it up.
Hell no.
Go look it up. Look it up right now.
And he had the nerve to say her name.
So it just shows you that people wondering, oh, why haven't they been locked up and all that? They put it right in your face.
Yeah, I keep telling y'all, it's a big ass club and we ain't in it.
I like that, Ray.
Y'all know about Angela Corey, the district attorney that's in Florida. Well,
what she do?
So she was the district attorney in Florida. You remember the lady that shot at her husband in Florida?
The one
she got like 15 years prison.
Well, okay, I remember that.
She prosecuted, and the same prosecution team, I think her name is Melissa Alexander or something like that. She prosecuted them, but didn't prosecute George Zimmerman. She was a prosecutor for both cases. I mean, the same team, same district attorney for both cases.
They usually gonna roll together. They're in cahoots. They all roll together. That ain't nothing new.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. This thing is it's a system, man, and it's a whole system. But the thing is, we gotta navigate through the system some kind of way. I don't know how we can do it, man, because once we get into the system, once we get our own people in the system, they play the game with the system. And to me, I think that's worse than the system itself.
And go back to what Fitch was saying. I say this all the time. They always shoot a person and kill them, then throw them money in their face. Every time they throw the family money because they know they're gonna need it, they throw the money in their face to silence them and don't nothing be done. They win a civil case, all this stuff. They just say, okay, man, give them about $1 million, $2 million. They won't even care about their family members anymore.
Well, you know, they got a police department's got a fund. They got funds for that, just allotted for that. So that's where they pull that money from. So
I'm sure they got from drug money. They get it from they do drugs.
And that's why you see Jacob parents coming out saying, y'all stop protesting. When you start seeing the parents come on there and saying stop protesting and stop doing all that shit, you know they already got a deal in place to get some money.
Right. And the thing is with Jacob,
we've seen it with Trayvon Martin parents. We've seen it with
ain't heard nothing.
The what's the girl in Cleveland? The little boy in Cleveland, 12-year-old boy, Tamir Rice. Seen it with his parents. I mean that's just how it goes. Money. We live in a capitalistic society, and when you dealing with people who ain't got no money, who are broke, and you throw them a little money, it's like somebody that's drowning, and you throw a damn twig, and they see a twig up there, they gonna start reaching for that twig because they think that twig gonna save them. And that's where we at as a community. Throw us a little bit of money, and we'll do what you want us to do, boss. You want us to dig that dish by sundown? We dig it.
And Crump be right there. The mayor, the district attorney Crump, that black guy. I notice every time somebody die.
Crump is a lawyer, man. Crump is a lawyer.
The lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer.
Yeah.
But
he ain't no district attorney for nobody. Yeah, but that's what people call on. That's what he specializes in.
Right, but what's getting done though?
I mean, he can.
I see him talking to these people.
He's just a lawyer. He's just a lawyer. He's not the jury. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
All he can do is present the case.
I know, but I see him sometimes when they have interviews. These people, he's next to them talking in their ear, saying the words, telling them what to say. I noticed that a lot. He'll be like, and they can't speak on their own. It's almost like he's puppeteering for them.
Yeah, because if you got to open cases, certain things. If you got to open cases, certain things you don't want your client to say that might give the other side ammunition against you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So you know what I'm saying?
Why should they have ammunition against a person that's innocent? They got hurt
because it's still a legal battle, bro. I don't care how bad it looked to us. I don't care how bad it looked to us. This case still got to be won in court, man. Just like the Trayvon Martin case.
Check your messenger. Check your messenger. I just sent you a video by Dick Gregory. It's only a minute. It's like 2 minutes long. Play that video because it's a solution for what's going on.
And why is every time that a person of color gets shot or hurt, they all bring up his past? Like with Jacob, he was a rapist or something. He sold drugs. This. But when you have a radical of another color, they never bring up the past. They pass.
Bro, that's the legal game, bro.
Because it goes back to what I said about it goes back to the propaganda. They're gonna bring up his background because it's gonna let the quote unquote the white folk or whoever is cool with that say, oh, see, that's why he did it and that. And on the other side is going, and we like, well, fuck what he did. It's fucked up how they did him. So it's to keep us separate. It's all propaganda, man.
But Rob, I still want you to play those two. I want you to play those 2 videos I sent you.
Let me play the video Fit sent me.
Okay.
Here's a white cop shoot 12 black folks dead. You think you want to prosecute them with them?
What happened?
And we are sitting in suspense.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Roberts.
I think Rob froze. He ain't saying nothing. Rob frozen.
Oh.
It's hilarious too. He's stuck in that. I don't even think he realized he's frozen.
Yeah, they hearing us talk. They locking us down. They sending us interference.
Wait a minute. Let me see
Did he
something.
leave out?
Yeah,
he's
he really is
gonna come back in.
We got to
But
get
see, this is why, and you know, me and Carissa, we talked about this. This is why we have to break away from this. We have to break away from this system because, you know, like we said, you got these district attorneys, man, all of them in cahoots with. And like I said this last week. Once you get so far up on the food chain and politicians, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be some capitulation that you're gonna be doing, and you're no longer gonna be serving the people. You're gonna be serving your masters, whoever party you're affiliated with, whether it's Democratic Party, Republican Party. That's who your masters is gonna be. It's no longer gonna be you serving the people.
Well, y'all able to see that video?
Nah,
it froze.
Nah, this damn cable, this Xfinity shit is crappy. They keep shutting me down.
They just hear us talking. They put a shutdown on us.
Nah, the Xfinity been going out on me off broadcast. So yeah, this Xfinity is crappy. This crap is stuff I haven't been part of.
If you're in your basement, you might need to buy like one of those extenders, like from Best Buy,
Network extender.
to strip your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's probably what I need. That's probably what we need. That's probably what I need. Then.
Yeah, you could buy like an extender or like from Best Buy or something to extend your Wi-Fi range.
I was trying to explain to one of my homegirls. She was telling me, she was talking to me. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Cause y'all was able to hear that?
Yeah, but it ain't.
Hold up. If y'all was able to hear that, give me a second, because I can play it. Give me 1 second. You won't see him, but you'll hear it. Give me 1 second, y'all.
You think you want to prosecute them? With them ignorant white folks that got to vote for you every 4 years, and you buying a house or send your children to college, you got to pay insurance. You can't change that till you understand that and change that. Now, how do you make a cop change? You pass legislation and say every cop have to be insured. Everybody carry a gun. Have to be insured. The first time you violate that, you lose your license. If you're a cab driver, you can't drive your cab if you ain't got no license. Now, do you hate niggas more than you like feeding your family? Then your behavior changes. Make you like me. Make you have to be careful about the people you do like. You have to tell me they don't want to punish cops like I don't know that. Before your ass was born, I knew that. I said, give them something to lose. Do you hate me more than you love your children? Huh? How many times have you stopped when you was in a hurry? Because you didn't want to take it, because one more ticket. Huh? So, soldiers. Why you fucking think soldiers come in and listen in training? Because if they don't, there's a punishment. I remember black folks used to say, well, the nigga must have did something wrong if the cop shot him. You can't say that now because look at it.
Took the words right out my mouth.
See, that speaks volumes right there.
Sure
it's like
does,
if you put something in there for them to lose, you start to think differently. Right now, they have absolutely nothing to lose. Nothing.
I spoke about them when we first started the show. I already told them what they had to take away from the police. Ben said that.
Yeah. And what he's talking about is that every and I believe this is true for most police departments. I'm not sure if it's for everybody, but most policemen are bonded. They're licensed and bonded. So they do some wrong shit. They can get their damn bond pulled, and then they can't get it renewed and shit like that. So that's another way too, where you can hit them where it hurt at. So if they ain't licensed and bonded, they can't be on the street policing.
Facts.
So what he's saying, if they insured, what they're to do now fix?
Basically, if they shoot, they lose it. Like they're going to lose their right. In other words, yeah, they will pretty much not have any power, quote unquote. They lose their power if they shoot somebody and they kill somebody, straight up. Because when they do it now, they go through the process of internal affairs and all that other stuff, but that's all cosmetic. In this instance, with them having that insurance, this is something that they would lose personally. You can't go to the union about it, none of that. This is all on them. So now they have to make their choice. It's either they lose the way to provide for their family, or that's why he said, which one matters more? Hate for us or providing for your family? It makes you think.
And that's why, you know, little stuff that can be changed immediately in the police department can make worlds of difference, like community oversight boards for policing, independent investigation. When shit happens, they don't need the department, that same department investigate. It need to be outside independent agencies investigating these cops that do some fucked up shit.
Yeah, Rob, you want to cue up the video? Because I want y'all to see this guy.
What did you send me a video?
Yeah, I sent it to you already. On your regular, did you get him?
What you sent me on Facebook?
Your regular. I sent it to your. Let me see. Your regular phone.
Now you gotta send it through Facebook.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay.
Because I think you're a Trump supporter, man.
And the crazy thing is, Dick Gregory, you know, we lost a great one when he died, but he literally has seen it all. He's seen it all.
I used to listen to a lot of Dick Gregory videos, man.
Me too.
He warned us about Trump and what was gonna happen.
Oh yeah. What?
So let me
Okay, Rob, I just sent it to you. Hold on. Okay.
I personally don't think this I think this is just gonna be this police brutality gonna be one thing out there. We're gonna keep going through the same stuff time and time again. And
yeah, it'll die down after election. It'll die down and then it'll crank back up.
I don't think so, man.
Think about it. After, you know, in 2015, where it was at its highest when Obama was in, it was like a year or so before you even saw some fucked up shit that the police did. You may have been 1 or 2, not 3 or 4 and 5. So,
right. Rob, did you get him?
It'll definitely die down.
Is it froze again? Oh.
Nah, he's still moving. He I got to just look at Rob. He able to blink. If he blinking, then you know we good. We officially 2 months out from the election, and this plays into what he said about how things are going to die down. Did y'all see that the CDC said that only 9,000 deaths were attributed to the coronavirus?
Yep.
But ain't nobody talking about that, though. Ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody talking about that, though. They're going to stick with the big number.
Yep. But you really hadn't been hearing too much about the coronavirus here lately anyway.
Mm-hmm. I can attest to what Rob going through because Xfinity is garbage, yo. Here, at least here.
I don't know. I have good experience with them. But I guess because I'm an IT guy, so I got my shit jammed up. So
yeah, you good. Here where we live is garbage because we both in the same city.
Are y'all in Atlanta?
We both in Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay. Hey, I tell you what, y'all pay me to come down there. I'll straighten y'all network out. I'll get y'all going good.
Well, you make sure when you come here, you bring a what's the name? One of them chainsaws to cut down some of these trees.
Got it up yet?
I tried to play it, man. I don't, did you hear it? You didn't hear nothing?
Try it again.
What you talking about? The white guy talking about
Yeah.
What
Send it to me. Yeah. Send it to me, and I'll play it the same way I just played Dick Gregory.
No, you got to really see it in order to understand. Listening ain't gonna do it. You got to see him narrate it.
You can point your phone to the computer.
How can I do this?
One thing I will say, and I talked about this before, is that community policing and how one of the stipulations, if you're going to be a cop, you actually have to live in the city where you're going to be a cop. And I think that will change, because think about it. Let's say a cop do some cruddy shit consistently. People can go to their house. Same way they threaten people's families and stuff like that, their families can get threatened. It's the same. And I think that's part of the reason why they don't want to live where they work.
Right.
But that's not an excuse, though. Forget that. If you're going to live here, you're going to work here, you got to live here, you got to pay taxes here, where you're going to go ahead and be a cop.
Facts.
Okay, let me see their work right here.
Okay, let's go. There we go.
Thinking that everything is about race. Let's take race out of it for a second. Imagine there's someone in your front yard who is a known domestic abuser, sexual offender, and someone who is known to illegally own guns outside of your house, and your kids are playing on the front lawn. You would go confront him, right? I mean, that's the only logical thing to do. You might bring a gun with you. You try to have a conversation with him. It doesn't go well. He walks over to go grab something. Now, are you going to wait and see what he goes to grab, or are you going to act accordingly based off of being a protector for your family and your property? So let me act this out for y'all, just so you get a better idea, because I've tried to talk logic to y'all before, but that doesn't seem to work.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Okay, so they were talking on this side of the car, they were doing whatever. He was upset, so he starts walking over here, right? The cops are following him. He has no regard to the fact that the cops are behind him holding guns, because they have no idea what he's about to do. Okay, now watch. So we are right where he was about to enter his car. The cops were about 2 feet behind him, holding guns to him, because they have no idea what he's about to grab. Now, let me give you an example of this. Let's say somebody is holding me up. They're saying, I want your wallet. I tell them, well, it's in my truck. I know that I have a gun right on the inside of the door on my truck. So I say, okay, no problem. Just follow me over. This is the same reason why he got shot. And this happens all the time. Okay, no problem, sir. Let me go ahead and grab my wallet for you. Yeah, it's right here, man. Boom, you're dead. That's the point of this. That is the point of this. When he was reaching in for something. He could have been grabbing whatever. I mean, he can go this way or he can go this way. Both ways, the cop is shot. I mean, seriously, what did y'all think he was grabbing? Oh, you know what?
Got enough of that bullshit, man. Enough of that bullshit. Because you know why? Those motherfuckers are trained for tactical purposes, too. They should have tackled his ass soon he stepped away from them. They should have tackled his ass and threw his ass to the damn ground.
Exactly.
That's what they should have did.
My issue with that is, for one, they had, when they were around the car, the back of the car, they had their guns drawn already. Why were your guns? When the police get on the scene, you're supposed to go there your first job is supposed to be de-escalate. Why you had your guns drawn, first of all? And then
you know what, Jamal, with you. This the bull. See, Rob, I don't like that shit about you saying they should tackle.
I know you don't like that shit. I know you don't like that shit because you obviously you hang around a lot of people who feed you this bullshit.
No.
These folks have 3 options. They got 3 options. They can tase this goddamn man. they can goddamn do. They're trained in tactical.
I understand that. Listen, let's talk
combat.
about what
They're trained in tactical combat, and the last option is to shoot the motherfucker.
Listen, let's talk about.
As soon as he goddamn pulled off, somebody supposed to grab his ass.
Let's talk about what escalated the problem. He went there to go defuse a problem. First off, two women that was fighting. They automatically thought he was the aggressor when he got there because he the man. That's what I'm saying. That's not right. Cops could have been there and talked to everybody like, hey, what's going on? Y'all can talk to us without guns drawn.
So what's your purpose of showing this video then? If you down with him, what the video you showing me,
listen,
suggesting you think he was wrong.
I said I go on that dude page every day and drag him. I didn't say I was down for that dude. I go on his page every day and drag him. Cause that's not, hey, it get worse than that. He got videos worse than that. That was just light work. You ought to see how he be talking about Trayvon Martin, how he be talking about the man that got shot down in Auburn, Georgia, the black kid that was running. Oh man, he got videos worse than that. That was just a loop. That was just you ain't even finished the video. So you can see what he really was gonna say.
I had enough of that shit.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that video. And I'm actually kind of glad you showed it. That video shows the mentality of the other side in this country.
Yeah.
They're gonna find justification.
He said he got black friends. He call them real patriots.
Yeah, they're gonna find justification in what the cops did, straight up and down. And that right there is the problem, and that's the disconnect. But that is exactly what they want.
If you see the bottom of the video, you heard what it said.
Is what moves this country, straight up and down. Divide and conquer is so powerful in this country. It's scary because the powers that be know if we shift the divide that they do, it's game over. Because now they got to make a decision. How are we going to stop this shit? Because they're our workforce. They the ones out here spending money. They're the one they using up the resources, whatever, blah blah blah. But like when you think about Dr. King's march, the Poor People's Campaign wasn't about race. It was about a demographic, and it was about money. If everybody decided to be on the same page to do some real change, it's possible. But their chess game of divide and conquer is so damn. The only thing that's getting me right now with the game that they play of what hasn't happened yet, that we haven't had a race war yet. Because there's some slight intelligence out there that's not letting it happen. And to me, the only reason why it ain't happening is because of sex. Because it's too many people out here fucking that's not the same race. So they're not going to allow it to happen.
And that same dude I just showed you, the white guy from what is it, Hard Country, whatever his show is called. He goes so hard on Infact. Oh, he go hard on them. So man, he did a video on Infact so hard. He was like, they fat, they out of shape, they guns are weak. He said, what he say? They live in their parents' basement eating Doritos and chips and drinking soda. He said that the guy they shot. What kind of tactical military training they getting shooting each other? They shot each other out there. What kind of junk is that? They were shooting each other. I mean, he went so hard on Infact. I want to send you that video. He went so hard on Infact, it was a shame. He talked about Grandmaster Jay so bad.
Let me play this video. I don't know if y'all seen this video right here or not, but this shit right here.
I've probably seen this one. That's how they talk to police anyway.
No, you can't. No, you can't raise your voice to me. Don't do it, buddy. Don't video it till we think it. Don't do it, buddy. What you gonna do, Bruce? Oh,
damn.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, he ain't shoot this man yet. Look at this.
You want to throw? You ready? You want to throw punches? You just want to man up? Put that gun down.
He ain't drew a gun yet. He called
no. Get off of me. I ain't getting nothing wrong. Leave me alone. What are you doing? Get away from me. I haven't done anything wrong. You're attacking me. For what?
You're under arrest.
For what? No. I'm not under arrest for disorderly conduct.
Stop resisting.
You are a real piece of work, buddy. I didn't
Stop
do anything
resisting.
wrong. This is ridiculous.
And that's how that's supposed to happen. tussle with it, grab his ass and throw him down. Then you arrest his ass.
But you know why that?
You see that cop? That cop didn't even think about it. He didn't even know he had a gun. The cop act like he didn't even know he had a gun.
But you know why that happens? Because doing that to black people is monetized. It's profit. It's profit in doing that to us.
Yep.
They get profit from all this fucking damn news coverage and all this shit. All that shit is monetized. You don't get no money from doing that shit to white people.
Man,
Because they already got everything.
I just think when you white, you're gonna get every opportunity to survive.
Yeah,
and that's what we are not afforded. We're not afforded the opportunity to survive even when we're wrong. Even when white people are wrong, they're afforded the opportunity to survive.
It's true, but that's true. But all of it, like you say it all the time. It's chess, not checkers. This is the biggest game.
Now you agree with me.
No, on this point, you should have said that. It's chess, not checkers. Because, like I said, they get so much money off of it. Now you get Black Lives Matters that you got them goddamn going crazy. Now, who owns Black Lives Matter? George Soros. Where do donations for Black Lives Matter go? Go straight to the Democratic Party. It goes to the same people hands we fight to get that won't give us shit. That
allegedly,
keep the on
allegedly, man.
It's not allegedly. Go to Black Lives
allegedly,
Matter.
Man.
Go to Black Lives Matter website. Go to donate and see where it redirects you. It redirects you to a Democratic Party fundraiser. I've done it. You can do it right now. Click on your computer. Go to Black Lives Matter. Go to donate, and it redirects you. So all that money. So now you get all these people saying, "Oh, we got to fund Black Lives Matter, Black, black." And like Jerome said, it's more division. All it is equals more division.
But he choke slammed this man. He choke slammed this man. Then pulled a gun out of not one time. He told the cop to back off.
I seen the video with the dude with the white dude with the fucking damn knife chasing the damn police around the damn car. The other one had the gun drawn. Ain't nobody shoot him.
The cop car and everything.
I done seen all that shit. But is a reason why that doesn't happen.
There's a video that I saw that I was gonna send it. And this dude, he made a great point. He said that the excessive force that's used to kill us that we've seen, it never has a chance to make it to court, because if it were to make it to court and the victim is actually alive, it will prove that excessive force was used. In a court of law, it will show it. We don't get that chance to make it to court because we dead. That shows you, it just shows you the dynamic of how this country is. It's supposed to be you're innocent until proven guilty. When it comes to us, we dead before we can prove that we innocent.
Fact.
Hell, you look at the Central Park 5. The Central Park 5 had to spend 7+ years in jail before their innocence was put out there.
Yeah, because
in New York, the way that case was sick.
They had this rich guy in New York putting a lot of money behind it, make sure those guys get convicted. You know what that rich guy was, don't you?
But see, you're saying that this the whole thing. That's the reason why I've always said I don't rock with him. It ain't got nothing to do with politics. That's the reason why I don't rock with him. Because I could have been one of those kids that happened to be in that park in New York at that time. I could have been one of them.
And Hillary
so for me, I never had respect for him because of that.
She called him super predator.
What you say? What you say, Charisma?
Why she do that, Rob? Why Hillary
Clinton? What you say?
Why did Hillary Clinton call black folks super predators?
Bro, you might well come out the closet, man. You might well come on out the closet, bro. Come on, man.
You said nah, I'm just asking. You got.
He was talking about the Central Park 5. Hillary, he was talking about the Central Park 5. I said it was a rich guy in New York who took out an ad calling for these guys to die, calling for these guys to be executed. Who that rich guy was?
I know who the rich guy was.
Who he was?
I don't want to say his name, but I know.
I know you don't, call that's your guy. Call that's your guy. I know you don't, call that's your guy.
I'm talking about Clinton Bill Clinton.
What the hell Clinton got to do with the Central Park Live?
We gonna talk about.
No, we were talking about what Fitz was talking about. Man, you jumped on. You do the same thing those Trump supporters do. They deflect and they distract to something else. They always go to something else when they got involved.
Rob, actually, if you think about it, if you want to be real, he didn't deflect anything because they're two heads of the same snake. Yeah, Trump did what he did with that article calling for the death penalty or whatever. He did everything like that.
Right.
And that's all. That was it. That's all we were talking. We were talking about Trump. We weren't talking about the Clinton. We weren't talking about the Clinton.
At the same time, Hillary Clinton did call us super predators, and it was also Bill Clinton who wrote that crime bill. So what I'm saying is, it's two heads of the same exact
and
snake.
Trump used to roll with the Clintons. When he was in the Democratic Party.
I hear you.
Get in there. What you mean? He voted for them to get in there.
But y'all Trump supporters something else, man.
But Trump helped Clinton get in there. Huh? Yeah, but you don't want to hear that part. You don't want to hear that part. It went one out the other.
I heard you, man. I heard you, man.
You don't know. You don't hear my head says on fire.
Hey.
Trump helped
Rob.
get in.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah,
Rob, you got grandkids?
Yeah.
Would you kiss your granddaughter in the mouth?
It depends on how old she is.
If
when they little babies, yeah.
If she 16, 17, 18.
I wouldn't, but it don't mean you're wrong if you do. I wouldn't though. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it don't mean you're wrong if you did. You know, if y'all, you know.
If that's how y'all right.
If that's how y'all roll, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna play another video, Rob?
Huh?
You gonna play
we out of time for video, man. It's been a long.
Y'all know Jacob Blake there was
and we didn't find out number one thing today, that you're a Trump supporter.
That's how you just try to use me you use me for the scapegoat anyway.
No,
I'm not the main star of the show. I'm
hey
not the
man,
main star of the show.
Well, ain't no star. This is the Everyday People Show. Ain't no stars in this show.
No, you the main star.
Nah, ain't no star in this show. We all equal in this show right here. You know what I'm saying?
You keep calling me a Trump supporter, but you gotta understand they all the snake. Hey
man,
they lay in the same bed. All the politicians and everybody you voting for, they in the same bed.
Let me ask you one question. Did you vote for Trump?
That's my.
Hell no!
Listen, those are my political rights not to speak on that. I got rights not to say nothing to who I vote for. That's on me.
I voted for Hillary, man.
I told you what I am.
Well, look, I vote for Hillary.
I'm a totalitarian.
Yeah, you right. You said that shit right.
I vote for Hillary. You vote for Trump.
You say you vote for who?
You know why you're ashamed to say you vote for Trump? Because you know you were wrong.
I vote for Che. I vote for Che. How about that?
You vote for who?
I vote for Che Guevara.
Let me make sure. Did you vote for Obama?
Huh?
Did you vote for Obama?
Obama Hussein?
You should vote for Obama. Barack Obama.
I'm asking you. You talk about Obama
Hussein?
Hussein?
When Obama ran, did you vote for him?
Like for fun, say we.
I voted for that clown twice.
Hey man,
get on Jay.
Hey,
you get on me, Jay. What you say, Jay?
But see, hey, look,
I voted for that clown twice.
But see, Jermaine, I already know how Jermaine feels. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, why you say he feel like that?
But Jermaine, he didn't vote for Trump though.
No, I ain't vote for nobody in 16. I ain't vote for nobody.
Hey man, it's time for parting shots, man. Y'all go ahead with these parting shots.
I voted for Obama.
I know you. Why you can't say you voted for Trump then?
What you mean? I need somebody that's tough, man. That put fear in these cats.
Okay, so you voted for Trump.
So I can sleep easy at night.
So you voted for Trump then?
Everybody else on mute. All these other countries are on mute. You ain't saying nothing about that.
What? Did you vote for Trump or not, dude?
We had a weak president. We have a couple missiles over here. They don't want to mess with Rocket Man. They don't want to mess with Rocket Man. Now I get to sleep easy at night now. You do too. You get to eat good, drink good.
Listen. The reason why I want you to vote for Trump because now we have somebody to give the other side point of view.
Oh, you just trying to get this out of me. You act just like an interrogator. You might be an informant for Trump. You might be an informant.
Hey, Jermaine, now we got somebody to give another point of view. That's all I want, man.
I'm giving
you know what I'm saying?
We got you, the Democrat, Charisma, the Republican, Jerome, the Independent, and I'm nothing.
Okay, look, we're going to do part shot. We're gonna start with the conservatives first. Go ahead, Charisma. Go ahead, man. Get your part shot, man. Get your part shot, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Look, it's been real. What did I tell the folks at the park about this?
I hope they watch.
Oh man!
Hey man, don't go to our sanctuary.
So you've been infiltrating us. You've been infiltrating us all the while, man.
Hey, don't go to our place of peace and be doing that, man. I got respect up there. You hear me? I get much respect up there around Atlanta, Georgia, bro. I'm respect.
Hey, but we give you our deepest Democrat feelings, and you gonna do this to us.
We need a person to infiltrate. We need a sleeper cell. That's always good to have a sleeper cell.
Hey man, pawn shot, man. Let go, pawn shot.
Uncle Tom was bad. You thought Uncle Tom was bad. That ain't bad.
You worse than that.
Uncle Tom was never bad. They the one that got rid of the evidence.
So man, you finna go deep, man. Get out of it, bro.
I want to go deep.
Get out of it, bro. Come on, give me your pawn shot, man. Let's get out of it. For real though.
Don't you know for every slave owner that was killed by a slave that wanted to leave, how you think they got rid of the evidence? Most of the time, the Uncle Tom, you call Uncle Tom, the one that ate the evidence.
All right, keep on. This your pawn shot.
No, that's not. It's not my pawn shot. But I tell you one thing. You know, I ain't gonna let up off these cops. And every time I see them, you know, like I said, I respect a lot because a lot of them are in my organization. A lot of them are Masonic, so I have to respect that. But like you said, you got a couple bad apples in the bunch too. You got a lot of bad cops. You got a lot of good cops. And what has to happen is that the cops have to learn their history of how their organization was established, and then they'll change that. And then we have to change the ideals of how all the laws that were written for them to be changed, so that we can have a better way of society and living. Cops everything has to be rewritten. All the laws that govern cops and police brutality. Because you can't jail the revolution. You can jail the revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution. Huey P. Newton. Yeah, right.
All right, man. What's up, man? But let me say this though. Your guy is down with he for the cops, right?
No, he's for the bad cops, not the good cops.
So you admit now you in with Trump now.
You got fake cops, good cops, and bad cops. Because you got fake cops out there that go to these Black Lives Matter rallies and be like, all right, brother, I'm going to get on my knees. I'm down for you. But they really like saying, man, let's just do this shit to get this shit over with so they can go home. They ain't really down for the folks, man. I know. I can see through all that trash. It's trash, bro. If I was there, I know I can see through it. And I want people to see me on this platform because they know I see the snakes. I keep the grass cut low for all that crap. You got cops out there that's faking just so they talking behind these folks back like, man, let's just dap them up, man. Let's get on our knees and pray and join hands together so we can get out of here because I'm tired of sitting up here to protect these folks and I want to go home and go to sleep because this shit is retarded. That's what they saying. Let's just act like we down for these folks to keep the crowd control. They don't really care about them folks when they leave it. Once they get off work, man, they're going back to their same home, going back to that same mentality they got. They're black folk or whoever, or the minority.
All right, then what's up, man? Hey, EJ, tell you in the dark, bro.
I don't know how I'm in the dark, man.
God damn.
I noticed y'all like they didn't turn the lights off.
I got my light on in the room I'm in.
Well, guess
I'm in the dark.
Shit,
You must got your finger over the camera.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't.
You must think this is a pillow talk show or something, dog.
You don't want your friends to see you on our platform.
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right, man. Well, give us a part shot, man. We don't see you unless you're just a black dude.
This real Black Lives Matter.
Hey, bro, give us a little commentary before we get out, man.
All I can say is, man, protect yourself at all times. You know, we gotta be the ones that, you know, kind of like make the changes for ourselves, man. You know, if we get together and you know, get our economics right, I think we could, you know, we could build our own shit. We don't have to ask and beg nobody for shit.
Wow.
You know, these athletes, you know, I know that they donate millions of dollars for social injustice, but if they were smart enough to keep that money and build their own communities, build their own police force, build their own political party, it only costs about $3,000 to start your own political party.
Wow.
Heard that thing
get the research on it. I mean, because we've been fighting for this for too long, man, and it's time to stop begging. Show them that we don't need them. And you know, we could do good on our own if we come together instead of fighting with each other.
Yeah, that's easy said than done. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We've been trying to come together for decades.
Yeah.
And every time we come together, they send somebody a snake in the grass, somebody who you think with you, but they with Trump. But
man, next time I'm gonna figure out how not to be in the dark. I don't know how that happened.
you got to cut the light on.
My light is on.
Go to the light, Caroline.
We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure this out, man.
Hey, Jermaine, what's up, man? What you got? What you got, Jermaine?
Man, hey, another great episode, man. I appreciate y'all fellas, man. All the perspectives and everything like that.
Minus the difficulties.
I'm gonna just say this. I wish we could have touched on it a little bit, so I'll just be brief on it. I think, like my man just finished saying, economics, we got to start hitting the system where it hurts. And that's it in the bottom line. And these NBA players, they had a great opportunity this past week, last week, to make a real stand, and they didn't. They boycotted for one day. They should shut down the whole rest of the fucking season.
10 hours. Not even that.
And let the NFL follow suit and let everybody else follow suit. And that could have been a major hit. But they let these motherfuckers talk them into coming back, because what was the boycott for? The boycott for one day of basketball, and then, or 2 days of basketball, and then they came right back into the same system. And one of the biggest proponents of them doing that was Obama. I hate to keep harping on it, but y'all know how I feel about that cat. And he convinced them to not shut down for the rest of the year. So that's all I'm saying. We got to get our economics together. I'm out.
All right, man. You keep taking shots at my boy, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got my sniper rifle on that dude.
All right, Fitz. What you got, man?
First and foremost, I ain't never been in the military. I ain't never gonna go in the military. Y'all gotta stop calling me by my last name. Stop that shit, please. I ain't.
So you Furquan.
Just call me. Just say Foo. Make it easy.
Foo.
There you go.
Foo. All right, Foo. What you got, bro?
To stay on the topic of the show, we have to make sure that we hold these people accountable. Point blank, period, end of story. And we have to do what we need to do to not only infiltrate, but break the system. Like, we literally have to break the system. Once we break the system, then things can possibly change. And as far as with the policing, that's the main thing too. Like, we have to pretty much say the training needs to be longer. Who's doing the training? Who's getting hired? All of that stuff. And the biggest thing is, if you're going to be a cop in Douglasville, Georgia, in the city of Douglas, but whatever you want to call it, you got to live here. New York, Jersey, wherever. You have to live there. You got to pay taxes there. That is how we can make positive change with the police department, at least at the start of it.
Are you done?
Yep.
All right, fellas. I appreciate everybody for joining the show, man. Everybody added to the show, man. Did nobody take away from the show? I learned one thing. Hey, we gonna talk, man.
Whatever, man.
But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all joining the show, man, and adding to the show, man. You know, we had a great time. Good topic. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if y'all got a topic y'all want to talk about, y'all just inbox me. You know what I'm saying? We can make that thing happen. Whatever y'all want to talk about, bro, that's what we can do, man. But I appreciate y'all joining the show.
Yes, sir.
Till next week, I'll holler at y'all boys, man.
All right, fellas.
And to everybody watching, I want to appreciate y'all for joining, watching the show, commenting, saying whatever you had to say. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I see y'all next week. And I just want y'all to remember, there's a lot going on in this world, but at the end of the day, God is still in control. Until then, until things get better, we just got to wait until we come together as one. We just got to wait for better days, y'all. But things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. So just hold on to next week till we chop it up again, because there are going to be better days. All right? Y'all, peace out, y'all.
Sometimes I wonder where you are, and if you can change my heart, 'cause it feels like I'm alone in the dark, trying to seek out for some help. I don't know where to start.
Trying to figure out which way to go. Trying to do the best I can with what I know. I'm seeking for guidance. Trying to get right to find.
Sometimes I wonder why things end up the way they do. But when I look in the sky, I feel the presence of you.
And even when my skies turn gray, I know I'll be okay.
I keep on telling myself that this will be a better day.
I've been trying to encourage myself. No, truth be told, I've been needing some help. I'm tired of putting my heart on the shelf. God, I've been away, been needing your help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. Been up and down, been trying to find help. Trying to find help. That's why I come to you, Lord.
Trying to figure out which way to go.
Trying to do the best I can with what I know. I'm seeking for guidance.
Trying to get right to find.
You have picked me up when I was down.
When I was down,
you have turned my frown into a smile. That's why I have better days. That's why I have better days. That's why I have better days. That's why I have better days.
Sometimes I wonder why
things end up the way they do.
When I look in the sky, I feel the presence of you.
Even when my skies turn gray, I know I'll be okay.
I'm telling myself that this will be a better day. Sometimes I wonder why things end up the way they do. Why? When I look up in the sky, I feel the presence of you.
And even when my skies turn gray, I know I'll be okay.
Keep on telling myself that this